I'm trying to go live. Restream changed a few things, so I have no idea. Um, if I'm live, start dropping comments. Yeah, I don't think I'm live. Apparently, I'm live. I have no idea if I'm live. And that is terrifying. Oh, I am live. Let's check YouTube. Idea if I'm live. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I did it. Okay. Stay on page. Let me not. Okay, let me get Kyle in here and then we are on our way, man. Copy invite link. Let's go, let's go, let's go. How's everyone doing today? I'm so excited to do this today. Oh my goodness. It's been a while. It's been a little over a month. We're supposed to do these twice a month, and some stuff came up and I just couldn't do it. And me and Kyle both had to delay. So, welcome back to the live stream, y'all. If you're watching us, say hi, leave me a comment, leave us some love, and yeah, let's get this baby started. Oh, it says UMAR Omar or Omer. I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. Thank you for verifying that we are indeed live. Hey, Kyle.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You should be going live as well. I can see us in Restream, but I'm like on Facebook, it's waiting to catch up, I think.
Okay. Are we doing this on YouTube too, or are we just doing it in your,
Yeah,
your
I
group?
checked. It's on my YouTube live and it's hitting my group live.
Okay.
But you're welcome to check on your end too.
Well, I think if I try to pull this up though, we're gonna get some reverb, right?
Probably. Yeah, we're live. I see it. You're here. We did it. So
Nice.
sorry about the wait. Restream changed the way like it does things. I don't know. I had to like mess around with it. So how are you doing?
Good. Busy. Getting a lot of stuff done. Been creating AI agents like crazy.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's asking to connect to my phone now.
Oh yeah, your video's not on.
Yeah, because it asked to connect to my phone.
Oh. Oh, something might be happening. It's all black.
Yeah.
This is.
It asked to connect to my phone.
Oh, that's.
And not just like my phone, it asked to connect to the phone that I had last year.
Oh shit.
My old phone, not even my new phone.
That while we are on top of our SEO game, we're not so top on the technical stuff to go live.
No kidding. Let me see this. I'm gonna try logging out and logging back in.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah,
Oops. Sorry. So if you're watching, let me know what you've been up to, what's going on, how's client work going, how's your own GPP stuff going, if you're a business owner, all that good stuff. Let me know what you've been. Let's see. Reply. Thank you. Okay. No need to look at myself like this. So yeah, we've been. I know for myself. Like I know Kyle has been busy with creating agents and stuff, making our lives easier with our jobs. And I've been doing a lot of client work, all these Google updates. Like Google's been kind of crazy, right? We had the June core update, but it went all the way into July. And then Barry Schwartz, I've been watching him. He said that the volatility has been crazy up until like maybe last weekend. So that's something that we'll be discussing for sure today. So that's cool. Let's see. Kyle has left me, so I'm not sure what I should be talking about. So in the meantime, I'm just going to bring up the SEO warehouse, check it out, where you can outsource your SEO strategy, your SEO work. The only catch is you've got to know what your overall strategy is, right? And then you can go and order the services you need. So it's like outsourcing services, right? You can get Google Stacks, Cloud Stacks, PRs, citations, Power Pyramids, and on-page stuff is coming as a service as well, right? So don't mess around and try that SEO warehouse today. Let's see, Kyle has joined.
It says my fucking goddamn.
Hey, you're live.
God damn it.
What's going on?
This goddamn phone, it's like I said, it's not even like my phone, it's my S10, which was multiple phones ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like, do you just want to chat without your face for today? And we.
This is why people come, though. For my face. This is the moneymaker.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should hide mine and highlight yours. Oh my God.
I'm not saying no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's weird to be on a live with just my face and not yours coming up. Okay, 1 second. Let me reply to George. Thank you, thank you. Always so helpful. So, should we get started then, Kyle?
Sure. I'm gonna try to fix my goddamn fucking. God, this camera's just killing me. Can I at least like share my screen? Okay, good. I can at least do that.
Can you?
God damn. Nope. Screen sharing is not allowed. Okay. Amazing.
Select window or screen. Well, I don't need to do it, but I want you to be able to do it. Not now. Why can't I share my screen? This is so weird today. I don't know if Restream did this or what.
And I tried logging in, like, I tried, okay. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I can at least do my channel, my YouTube channel, but nope.
Nothing's working, huh?
Yeah.
Share screen. I mean, I think you should be allowed to share your screen, but I don't know if it's just screwing you over or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, not now. Okay. So let's talk about the June core update. Kyle, Barry Schwartz like I've been watching his videos and stuff just to stay in the loop. And the search, even though like I think the update was over, was it mid-July or a little bit later in July? And it's ironically named June core update. The search volatility has been crazy until this last weekend, which has calmed down. Let me see if I can bring up the grump meter. Yeah, let's see if it even allows me to share my screen. Actually, you know what? We're gonna not share screens because I don't know what the hell it's gonna do. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, am I sharing my screen?
It says I don't know what's happening. It says there's 3 of us. No, you're not sharing your screen though.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, so the grump meter has been up there. It's just cooled off this weekend. Drop us a comment if you've been seeing search volatility with your clients or your own GPPs or, you know, organic, whatever it might be.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this was like Google said they're not using. So when this whole Muvera thing came out, right? And I mean, I even put a one of my podcast episodes about this. Like, just because Google says, or Google releases a research paper doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually using that in their algo. And they went out and said later, oh, we're using something like this, but not actually this. But what we did see was the effects of this kind of mirrored what they were talking about with Muvera. And even though, I mean, you got to listen to like the wiggle words that they use, right? Like, you can't trust Google, you can't trust John Mueller. Like, they're not here to help us. Like, they're here to lie and obfuscate and just throw us off the track and drop little crumbs here and there, right? For all the dumbass white hats who just follow whatever they say, right? Like, they're licking the boots. But what we've seen is that and what was that site that we were looking at where they lost all those edge case keywords, right? Was it that painting contractor? Yeah, so sites that were only barely relevant for specific keywords, like maybe they were just too far outside of the site radius, like just a bit outside of the site radius, which is like the core topic. They lost rankings for all those keywords, right? So a lot of times, like, and I looked at a few of these to where people have said, oh, I lost all these clicks and impressions, but my average rankings stayed the same. What's going on? And it's because they lost those edge case keywords that they weren't really optimized for. Like, maybe they were, like I said, just outside of the site radius, just too far outside of the topic. Maybe they had the keyword like on an H2 or an H3 on a larger page, and they need to break that out. Maybe they did that dumbass like fucking some topical semantic maps or whatever that one SEO is telling everybody to do, and Google just couldn't place their site anymore, so they just lost keywords here and there, which I've seen a lot happen using this method, right? So a lot of times that's, I mean, essentially that's what happened with this Muvera Lite, whatever you want to call it. Like, if you want to go check out the podcasts, the last one I did about this was called, okay, maybe it won't give you diarrhea. But I go further in depth on that, on Muvera and stuff. But, I mean, that's what happens. So if you are losing these keywords that aren't part of your core topic, or maybe keywords that were ranking on a page because that keyword was like an H2 or an H3, then you have to make your site relevant for that keyword, right? For that subtopic.
Just to rewind a little bit. All right. So we had this update happen and everybody jumped on it. And there's a paper by Google talking about Muvera, and everyone's just spitting out these videos about what Muvera is and what, this update was all about Muvera. And then Google came out and said, we're using something like it. We're just not using Muvera exactly, right? Something along those lines. And
Right.
yeah, I actually watched or listened to your podcast, by the way. Just want to say that. And yeah, so me and Kyle analyzed a couple sites, and it was super interesting because you have, like you said, you have these edge cases. Like once you really dig into the keywords, sure, you might have suffered a little bit on legitimate keywords, but there were often keywords that I found that either they should have been ranking for, right? Or still should be ranking for, and we need to like break out and do more work for that keyword, or it's really not related to the service that the client is offering, but it's somehow ranked. So that's been super, super interesting.
Yeah, and this is just Google. Like usually, I think Google updates make everything worse. But this is one time when I think it got things right, because a lot of these edge cases for like what we were seeing with like the painter and stuff, like they really shouldn't have been ranked for those keywords. Like it was obviously, SEO'd, overly SEO'd. And I think this is one time when Google got it right, and they actually are doing something to help users.
Right. And I don't, you know what? Like I was trying to understand Muvera a little bit more, right? Multi-vector something bullshit. I don't know. I can't remember the shit, right? And I came across a couple of articles, and they just kind of like they were robotic. They're not in layman's terms. So can you help us with that, Kyle? Can we break it down a little bit further?
I mean, yeah, essentially what this is Google is going back and reprocessing the site. Like in layman's terms, Google is going back, reprocessing sites, adding another layer of understanding on what your site is, what your entity is, right? Like everything connected to the entity, which is your knowledge graph and stuff. And seeing if these keywords that you are showing up for are related to your core topic, right? This is something that is different from the HCU that we've been seeing, where people get hit with those, because there is no longer a separate HCU algo that's baked into the core algorithm now, right? So it sounds like this is just a refinement of that with the added layer of looking at what is Google's understanding of your entity. Like you may have a really good article, like let's say, I keep going to the painter because that's who we look at, but let's say like you're a painter, right? And maybe you wrote a blog post. It's a really good blog post about when to use stucco, what environments to use stucco, right? And if you ran it through Quora, right, you have unique content in there, right? You looked at Reddit, what people are saying there and shit, and you were ranking for that one. Great, awesome. But that's not really part of your core topic, which is you are a painting contractor serving a specific area. So you probably lost those keywords. So what we're seeing too is like people who lost keywords and stuff generally weren't keywords that are going to be bringing in leads. They were just like vanity metrics. It was for these like, honestly, like less capable SEOs who are just writing these blog posts and saying, look how much we increased traffic and keywords for you and bullshit like that, without actually having to drive more leads. So what we're seeing here is that strategy of just writing keywords to rank and shit like that kind of got bitch slapped in this update.
That they got bitch slapped on a legitimate keyword. What should they do? What are some ideas we have on bringing the rankings back?
Oh, okay. I see it's wrong. There's something wrong with my camera. Oops. Okay. So essentially what it is if you have I guess you can say like a legitimate keyword, but if you are losing keywords that are relevant to your core topic, keywords that you were getting clicks or whatever, phone calls, whatever for, and we're bringing in leads and stuff, then you need to go back and figure out why. Now remember, this isn't necessarily helpful content related, although it could be, because the helpful content update, quote unquote, helpful content update, is now baked into the core algorithm. There's no longer they're turning it on and off. So you would have been hit with this before, but it could be that your page didn't show enough relevance for it because it was just a small part of a larger topic. And maybe Google broke that out now because other people are writing about this topic more in depth. So for example, if you are trying to rank for I don't know why it would be relevant here, but painting historical houses, right? Now, there are people who specialize in this, and I've met them. Like, there are people who literally like restore homes and stuff. Like, it's usually over in Europe, but they restore homes using, in at least over in Britain, in the UK. If you want to restore a home or a historical building, you have to use materials and methods from that time period. So there are people literally who are trained in like how to rethatch houses using 15th century techniques and shit like that, right? How to paint houses using paint techniques of the 19th century and stuff, right? So there are people who specialize in that. But if you just had that as like an H2 on your site, yeah, maybe you were ranking for that previously, but not anymore, because there are people who specialize in this, and their entire site's core topic is about painting historical homes and restoring historical homes. So then maybe you need to take that keyword that was bringing you leads and create a page for it, right? And then if that page is, if that's going to be good enough, then you should recover most, if not all, of your rankings and clicks and shit. If not, then we know then that that's too far outside of your site radius, and maybe because it's a different topic, too far away from your core topic, maybe move that into a subdomain and then optimize that entire subdomain for that keyword, right? That's a way to get around keywords that are not in your core topic.
Have to do some competitor analysis and see which route you need to go down. And yeah, Kyle's right. Like, you will need to build out the entities properly, right? And recalibrate for that keyword. Yeah, we spent a few hours on a couple of the sites and stuff, and it was just super interesting to see, because even in cases like sometimes impressions overall went up, right? There were specific keywords that once I dug deeper and deeper into it, I'm like, the client really shouldn't be ranking for this. And if they're losing impressions on something they shouldn't be ranking on, that's fine, right?
Right. And it could just be like, if you see your impressions going up, and you see this time and time again, if you see your impressions going up and your average ranking going down, that's an A/B test. Another thing too that we saw this with our enterprise level clients, to where their impressions, we have one they got hit by HCU, last year. So we've been working out this entire time, and they're recovering now from that, right? Like, for the people who say you can't recover from HCU, that's bullshit. You're just not doing it right, and you're probably not trying hard enough. But we're doing this. We've done this for several clients, and what we saw now is their impressions are going up, but their average ranking is staying the same, and their clicks are staying the same. So they're like, what the hell, Kyle? You're not doing a job. So, and I'm building a tool for this internally, but then I went and showed them, hey, your impressions are going up and your clicks are not going up to meet that, because now you're showing up in the AI overviews. And sometimes that's what's happening to these people too. That's what we also saw in this Muvera thing, is if you are ranking in like spot 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever, you could still show up in the AI overviews. From what we've seen in all of our testing and stuff, from what I've seen time and time again, typically the best on-page optimizations will fall somewhere between spots 1 and 15 for most keywords, especially local SEO keywords. So even if you're like in spot 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, you still have a good chance of showing up in AI overviews, because you're showing that on-page authority. Maybe you're not getting the links that you need. Maybe you're not getting the CTR that you need. Maybe you don't have the internal links that you need. But Muvera is also good at discovering that now and putting people into like AI overviews.
Dude, I cannot tell you how many times like I've discovered like internal linking isn't being done properly, and send internal links to like clear service pages for the services that are listed on the GBP or whatever, and rankings light the hell up with internal linking. So don't sleep on it, people. Don't sleep on it. On page is super important as off pages. And I can't believe I'm saying this 7 to 10 years later, but It
really is. Like, it's still important. And I got to retest this, but from what we've seen in the past, like, assuming all things are equal and they're all relevant pages, like, you could get 5 internal links would give the same power as like one external link. Again, assuming everything is the same and you're getting links from relevant pages and stuff. So
and like when you do
yeah,
internal linking, you also let Google know. Like it's a direct way of telling Google what are your important pages on the site, right? So they tend to be service
yep,
pages or location pages or whatever. So do your internal linking,
right.
people. It's like your vitamins and supplements and shit. Don't skip out on that shit. So something's
Yep.
wrong with your camera, huh? Yeah.
Me, yeah. I've been trying to I've been trying to fix this entire
Oh,
goddamn time. Nothing's fucking
it's
working.
really funny because on screen it just says K and it has a circle, and every time you talk, it like vibrates, or and I keep staring at it. Let me see if we can get our friend George on here because we have an awesome service that he's created that we really need to talk about, and we touched on it last time, but it has evolved, right? So let me see if we can get him on, and hopefully his camera works.
Hopefully, yeah.
Come on through, George.
Okay, while we're waiting for him, I can show what I've been working on because I think I can actually share my
It
screen
says SEO
now.
Go. I like it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Also, the name of my OnlyFans, which we'll talk about at the SEO Anti-Conference.
Oh, you know what? Before we let George on, let's talk about it real quick.
Wait, can you see my
You do
screen?
not. Add to the scene. Okay, hold on. There you are. Yes, 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 yes.
You can see.
Yep, I
You
can
see
see
this.
all that. Yep.
So this is something that I just created for our internal use, and still working at the tweaks and everything. And I need to get the RAG pipeline properly built. But what this does is this takes a GeoGrid. So this pulls in from the local dominator API and actually analyzes a GeoGrid for whatever client you put in there. So this is just something super small, obviously not very in-depth, and we're using this just to qualify leads or to do cold outreach maybe. So we can just like load up these GVPs and let local dominator run like just on a loop and analyze the GVPs here. But so what this does is this tells you, hey, here's just a really quick summary. Tells you that if how well this is ranking in a 1, 3, and 5 mile radius for a specific keyword. Breaks it down to where they're ranking the worst. Tells you who their top competitors are and why they're ranking higher than the person that you popped in, and then tells you recommendation. Like I said, for this one, this is if we're going to see if they're a good candidate for SEO.
Yeah.
Right. And then it tells you just very basic things here and what they could be doing better, so our salesperson can speak to what needs to be done. But this all takes less than 10 minutes to do, so we can have this running just like on a cron job and just pumping these things out for our salespeople or cold callers or whomever to actually go in and analyze the GVPs. Now, when I actually get the RAG pipeline finished, because I have to go and tag up all of our stuff, but this is actually going to be reading from our SOPs, are like literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of SOPs to give specific and detailed ranking advice on what needs to be done here. So this is something that we've been working on internally too. It's just like a automated SEO analyzer.
Awesome, dude. Like that is really cool for like client or lead acquisition. Like that's awesome. That's all I
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be used internally as well, huh?
Yeah. So, and I don't know, I think about making it, once I tweak it, making it available for anybody to get a subscription to. It's going to be using our SOPs and stuff, so they're going to be constantly updated and with my, what we're seeing in my tests and shit like that.
Have you thought about releasing any of your other tools for obviously like subscription payment?
Thinking about it, maybe if there's some sort of if there's any interest in that, but thinking about it.
Because I've personally seen these tools and I've got to say I'm really, really, really fucking impressed with what Kyle's built for his agency. Like these tools are pretty fucking crazy. Like I've literally seen the breakdown of the way that let's say that someone in the agency wants to re-optimize the content, right? And they want to do a better job at it. Well, his tools have a process that add the optimizations in a crazy way, right? Like, it's insane. Like, that's all I can say. He's demoed it for me a few times. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we're using those tools internally already. So
yes, we are. Okay. Let's see, George. George, please turn your camera on. I can't be the only one with the camera working today. I'm gonna add George to the live stream. Hold on.
Hello.
George, you're on. You're live.
Yeah, my camera doesn't work.
Oh, come on. Come on. Are you for real?
This whole time I've been clicking, like it's just not recognizing it.
Oh my God. This really sucks today.
I can go everywhere else and it's like, yeah, I can see you. You're there. But
I wonder what's happening.
Oh,
hi, Elron. Look at that face.
What did you click so I could click the same thing?
Oh, I just had to unplug and plug my camera back in. Yeah, the good old, did you try unplugging it yet? Yeah. Turn it off and on.
When you just have to reset something, like plug it in and
turn off.
Yeah, I'm here like, oh my God, it's gonna be my drivers. I gotta update my drivers and yeah, no, just kind of turn it off and on. Yeah, George, did you see that tool that I just showed or the report?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Pretty freaking amazing. Hell yeah. So, George, we got to talk about your tool, though. There's something people have been asking for.
It's something I've been asking
and yeah. So, do you mind? I mean, can you share your screen and show what you got built?
Yes.
Yeah, I want a real demo of it, like you showed me before.
Oh, you want? No, you want a demo now?
Like, I know you've done a test demo.
It's not prepared for a demo. Give me one hot second.
Yeah, take your time. It's all good.
So anyone who doesn't know what I've been doing or what we talked about last time and what this is this time, this is I gave it a name I think since last time. I don't know if I had a name last time, but
specific.
Yeah, now I have a name for it. It's G-Site Genie. The purpose of this is to build out PBNs, specifically multi-tier PBNs.
That is fucking killer.
So this is
this isn't even the half of it.
This is the simple visualization of this, right? Of what I'm doing. So as you can see, we're looking at 1, 2, 3 tiers. The strategy is to build out 4 tiers using 6 keywords. So this is only 3 keywords, 3 tiers. I'm not going to count them all out, but it's not that many pages, and it's not that many sites, and it's not that many pages. With the full multi-tier setup that I have, is I build out 259 sites, and with 6 keywords, that amounts to this is not included in the About Us and the Contact Us pages, but that amounts to 1,799 pages.
So you're saying you built out 259 Google sites?
Yes.
For your PBN.
As the PBN, yes. As a multi-tier to a single point Google Site PBN.
That is insane, because as far as I know, there's nothing like this out there. Like, you can't just get mass Google sites like this, especially in a PBN setup. Especially in
PBN. The closest I've seen is a handful of people who are building, single sites. That's the closest I've seen. Is they build out single sites for people, and then they stuff those with other Google properties, which I might add that is part of the plan with these as well. Just haven't gotten to it yet. That's more of
So,
a
George, did you snort a
too
lot
late.
of cocaine to come up with this, or you're just a genius?
I don't know if I want to say genius. I'm 100% an overthinker.
I love it. Okay.
I definitely lost some sleep, sort of imagining the logical pathing that I'd had to use for this. Did quite a bit of studying when it came to the different types of tools and codes that I can use to build out sort of this multi-step. So right now, this takes me 5 or 6 steps to get to the 259.
Okay.
I'm currently, well, now that I've had a couple of videos, people are asking for this, so I'm actually building those out kind of as we speak, which is why I can't really give a demo because everything is working. Working in background doing this magic. But all that said, eventually I'll pull this all into a single script, single program, and hopefully, because I'm imagining things again, I'm an overthinker, but I think it's possible that I can probably, be able to get these guys pumped out. I could probably shave off about 80% of the time it takes me to do this, and also make it a little bit more robust. So right now I'm only using one
more robust.
Right now I'm only using one Google site or Google account.
Yeah.
If I do it right, I can use multiple Google accounts, which means that there's a little bit more, if Google cares, which I don't think they do, but it will create some variety in the user of the account while they're still linking to each other.
That's freaking crazy. That is super freaking cool.
Yeah. So that's a little bit farther in the future again, and I want to create a graphical user interface for this. And once I get to that point, honestly, that's when it becomes a tool that can be presented to the outside world as something they can use.
Yeah.
Because right now, what it is I'm providing the service, right? To say, hey, if you want 259, G sites spelled out for you in a PBN multi-tier, fashion, we can do that for you. So that's where I'm at right now. There's going to be other tier structures that I want to play around with, how those work. I also want to do this exact same thing with clouds.
I mean, that would be
That
killer.
would be insane, dude. Oh my god.
And if you play it right, you can mix them together. So that's also.
I was just going to say,
Kyle, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, just to give a little bit of context. So a couple years ago, we were doing this, and we were doing about 5% of what George's tool does. It would take us literally, days to do, and it's super powerful. Even with, like I said, just doing less than 10%, like literally about 5% of what George is doing as far as the pages and stuff that were being created and stuff. For our local clients, we were seeing a 15 to 20 spot jump in organic, and on average a 5 spot jump in maps, because we would write locally relevant content. We would put the NAP in there, right? We would put the GBP embed, all the stuff that you're supposed to be doing. So I mean, what he's doing is fucking killer. Somebody's going to rank their affiliate sites for this. Somebody's going to rank nationally for this. Somebody's going to rank. I mean, if you want to, I mean, everybody should be hopping on this.
Insane. I just I can't. I mean, I comprehend it, but I've never seen it before, right? So 200 plus Google sites he can create. And how long does that take? The 259, did you say, or?
Yeah, 259 without any hiccups, assuming that, because I'm doing this out of my home. So assuming the internet doesn't go out randomly, and create a hiccup or anything like that, we're looking at about 12 hours.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, literally would take my VA
Kyle,
days.
When I said I could shave off 80%, I'm talking about doing this in less than an hour. If I can pull off what I want to pull off, I'm thinking about I could do it in an hour.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, if anybody can do it, it's you.
That's ridiculous that within 24 hours you can have over 200.
Well, remember the original goal was 4,000 in under 2 weeks.
Yeah, that
Right?
was
the original goal, and that number still exists. I could make what would that end up being? What, 6-tier?
yeah.
Right, 6 keywords, 6-tier. That I think that's close to 4,000, and
Yeah.
just start pumping those out. Now, Google's not going to click that far down, but from a proof of concept, fun idea to do, kind of why not? But there's a lot of reasons why not, because it just wastes a bunch of time. But
yeah, I mean, if you're doing hell, if you're doing affiliate, throw money at George for this service. Like, this is crazy. It's Google's own trusted properties and in a great number. Like, this is insane. Like, I've said it before, George is going to break the fucking internet. That's about to happen.
Well, you guys earlier were mentioning, talking about the update and what it did for people and what it meant. If you have a keyword that you liked and it's like a sub keyword, but the rest of your website isn't really about it, but you still like it, this is a good way to have a asset outside of your website, so you don't have to mess up necessarily your branding and your voice and all that fun stuff, but somewhere outside of it that you could have pointing to that page that you, for whatever reason, you liked, without having to create a bunch of what would be perceived to Google random blogs.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. You sort of you boost and you power up from the outside versus boosting it from the inside, which can shift the internal knowledge graph, which Google sees your brand. You can just say, hey, I'm just going to just make this sort of a one-off page that everyone likes about this one, sort of off subject.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there's ways to do it. You don't want to put too much of your brand in there, because then 100% it will shift your knowledge graph. But that being said, if you really like the keyword, then that really probably should be part of your knowledge graph.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Oh my God. I don't need to say this, but I envy you right now, George. This is an amazing thing to come up with. I hate you and I love you for this. Like, it's both. Like, that's.
What do you mean? I mean, I'm sitting right here in front of you. I haven't not answered a single question.
This is the coolest thing I've heard of in such a long time. Like, other than his agents and shit that I look at, and say, oh my God. But like, this is the coolest thing it's like being at a theme park for SEOs and seeing like a Google Sites ride. Okay, this is insane. So thanks for hopping on and telling us all about it.
Yeah, I mean it.
Well, where can we get this? Where can users get this? How much is it going to cost?
Okay, so right now, I'm charging $350, unless you know me personally. But I'm charging $350, or if you go watch Kyle's video, you can find out how to get it for a little bit cheaper. But you have to go to Kyle's video and find that. So watch all his videos, and maybe you'll find one that has something to do with it, and you can find out there. Otherwise, you can go to my website, georgedigital.net. There should be a link somewhere on there, something about rubbing me, because it's a genie.
Oh yeah,
because it's a G-Site genie. Careful, people.
Even at $350 though, like that's way less than like $2 a site. That's way less. Like, I can't.
You're like Kyle. You're over here. Kyle wanted me to add a 0 to it.
Dude, yeah, like my brain is breaking for you from a business perspective. Okay, this is not something that, like, people charge for like building out 1 or 2 Google sites, or 3 at most, or whatever, and there goes a couple $100. And you're about to lay out like, I don't know, the different packages you might have, like dozens or hundreds if someone needs it. So yeah, fucking add a 0, George. Don't make me do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've seen people charge literally $40 or $50 for one
Right.
G site,
Right.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
this I'm still a little bit in development. There's still some features that I want to add. So when I do say that 350 mark, it's not because it's not valuable, but it's sort of just because it's like, hey, early birds get some, as as funding for the rest of the research going forward. I want to sort of, say thanks for supporting me, and then after that, then it becomes a, hey, once we get to the true 1.0, which is going to be a lot more embeds, getting some other features in there. That's what I'm pushing for. And I never claimed to be a good businessman. I claim to be a good SEO. I claim to be a good black hat, if that's a thing. Is there such thing as a good black hat? But
There's a skilled black hat.
Man,
yes.
if you're able to do this with cloud sites and then mix them all up, holy crap.
the mixing part's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh, hell yeah. Like my brain is just so excited for this. I don't know, like I had a thought and it's just gone. But no, this is super cool. And like if you want to check out George's videos, he has a channel, a YouTube channel. Is it under George Digital pretty much, George?
It's still under George Digital, yeah. There's only it's George Digital. You might find like a watch guy, but because digital watches, but
yeah,
George Digital,
and you can see his journey about how he's, creating these genies, we could say. And yeah, so is there anything else we want to talk about today?
I mean, just George's thing, because it's honestly like, I've been seeing him build this thing out. I've been building out G sites as PBNs. Like I stopped because it took so long, but I mean, this thing really, people need to hop on it. And George said, like, if this gets too popular, he's going to shut it down because he uses it for his own stuff. And he doesn't want everybody else to be
like I said, I'm
this, right?
So all three of us are, sort of a little bit in the shadows when it comes to SEO, and it's because we're good SEO, because we're not guru. Like I keep on saying, like, am I becoming a guru all of a sudden? I'm not a guru, right? I develop SEO strategies and tools. That's what I do. I don't do the whole flash, and I don't do the, hey, you should buy from me because I said so. No, there's real strategy.
You should be that way. Look at what you do.
Yeah. We gotta take some of Moon's confidence. Moon's like our hype man.
But okay, anybody who watches this is gonna agree that when you can get your hands on dozens or hundreds of Google sites, that's gonna be worth the money, because there's never been anything like it. Just imagine ordering it, and within a couple days you have dozens or hundreds of Google sites. Like that wasn't possible before, as far as I know, right? Like,
all linked to each other, all linked to you,
all in a PBN.
And here's the most beautiful part about it is that this would be considered in most eyes as a niche edit, right? Everyone loves niche edits, right? Because it's hyper specific, hyper niche down. We can make this as hyper niche down as we want to.
Yeah.
Right. We can make it as wide and as tight as we want to, right? Because you have 6 keywords to play around with. You can make those all, location related. You can make them all brand related, or you can make them all just or a mix of all three: brand, location, and niche. Right. And have it all just pointing all to each other and pointing all to you.
And then just like our testing we did last year and released the results back early, like in January of this year, if you have 1,800 instances of your RDF triple on these G sites, and then you throw these all through co-linkery and get Google to crawl them,
yeah,
like, and then it's game over for your competitors, right? And then that's it. Like, you're being associated with that keyword.
There's so many uses for this, like as a PBN purely, as an RDF triple to show up in AI reviews and God knows what. Like, I don't know. I'm just sweating thinking about it, you guys. This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and because it's a G site, it's like you can just beat them to hell with shitty links too if you want to pump them up even more.
Yeah. How do you handle content on
Yeah.
them, George?
Well, kind of how everyone else handles content anymore. I use AI.
Okay.
No, so right now it's a heavily optimized piece of content, and there is a little bit of spinning involved. Mainly because you are talking about almost 1,800 pages. Like, there's no way to get 1,700 pages to not look similar if you're talking about, because my example was barbershop, right? So if the keyword is barbershop, you can only talk about barbershops so many ways, right?
Right.
But the point isn't to get these guys ranked, right? There's also that is something that I've been getting a lot of questions about, like, oh, well, do these rank, do these index. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just need.
Yeah, that's all just stupid fucking white hat bullshit. Or your backlinks aren't indexed. Fuck you. They don't need to be indexed. And this is why we win, and your loser ass is spending fucking $500 on each link because your index is.
And there's also an argument that I don't want them to index anyway, right? Because I don't want anybody to see my links.
Right. Right.
I want Google to see them. I want them to be crawled, but I don't need them to be indexed, because if they're indexed, that means that all the other hrefs and all the other crawlers that are going around can find me or can find my links. Like, I'd rather them not.
Yeah, this is just like, as somebody who was building PBNs way before, like, I had Facebook groups and this and that, just building PBNs and manually coming up with content and setting up pages and this and that. This is just ridiculous for $350, like double that. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'll put a 0 on the end of that, buddy.
I'm just saying, like, you just have a ready-made PBN to go for, like, that is powerful as can be, and content is handled, optimized.
Like, I do want a new dryer.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Half that house, buddy.
I'm gonna be that guru with a bunch of flashy stuff behind me.
You're gonna be Ty Lopez. Be in your garage, just dryer stacked floor to ceiling.
I have a bunch of books and a bunch of rented Lamborghinis.
Don't even rent them. We'll just go into La Jolla and just pose in front of, like, flashy cars and stuff.
You're gonna do that, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, even the dogs are excited.
Fucking dogs.
Right.
Can you guys hear my dogs? Goddamn dogs. Let me go over there real quick. Hold on.
George, they just want access to your Google Site Genie. What is it called?
G Site Genie. You know what? I'm really upset at myself. I feel like I've disappointed you.
Why?
Because you're I can see in your face, like, you're so like, how dare he not charge more?
Moon's a businesswoman.
Like, okay, like, this is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time, and, like, since you've thrown the $350 price tag out there, limit it to, like, maybe the first 5 people or 7 people, but you should really think about.
Then I need to raise it already.
Sorry?
Then I need to raise it already.
Yeah, he's blown way past that in orders.
Yeah,
then still limit it.
I keep on getting leads. Yeah.
Because guess what? It's going to be recurring. Like, those people are going to come back. Like, people have more than one client, right? So, and then you're going to have new clients. And yeah, just think on it. Like,
that being said, this is designed to push towards single pages, right? Even though the test that I did is to a home page, you actually want to do it to, like, your services that you have, right? Okay. So you will do this multiple times. You will want to do this multiple times.
Hell yeah, you will.
But yeah, you can either do, like I said, you can do a greater branded type of, all about your brand, what your brand's about type of PBN, or you could, again, niche down tighter to what would be closer to your your service.
Yeah.
And then do that multiple times, because again, you know, and this is part of the reason why I want to make this a little more efficient and get the timing down from my end, so there's less of a backlog. So if someone really wanted to pump out, you know, five of these in a month, and everyone wanted to pump out 5 of these in a month, I could do it. You know,
just got to scale up.
But I
scale up, buddy.
But I have the logic in my head. Oh yeah, that's the thing, and that's why I want to build what I'm building now, because I could give this to if I building it out to because right now I run it all through Terminal. If I can make this into a executable with the license, I create the license, I give the license to a VA. The VA just clicks a couple buttons and runs it. That's it.
Or you could sell it for $3,500
for 15, or no, what did I say? I said 150,000. That was my number.
George, we gotta stop letting you talk about numbers. You are banned from talking about numbers. Me and Kyle will do that part for you.
What do you mean? I love numbers. This wouldn't have happened without numbers.
You stay the genius you are, but your realm is within these, you know, services and things, your tools you're creating. We will do the numbers for you.
I always feel bad for the little guy, because I was a little guy once.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I'm not that tall, so I'm still a little guy. But
right.
That's where I'm at. That's where I feel like, oh well, I can't charge that much. What about the little guy?
But think about, I mean, you're not charging for this. You're charging for all the years of knowledge that you've spent gathering and learning, and all the hours you spent over the past year creating this. And then you're also charging based on the ROI somebody's going to get. Like, imagine if somebody pointed this to, like, a PI lawyer page, right? I mean, you're charging $350 for it, and, PI lawyer, ranks somewhere like personal injury lawyer Las Vegas or something. They're going to get a case that's going to pay for that 100 times over.
There's the
right?
hat mentality.
This is
absolutely.
It's disgustingly good, is what it is. I think.
Yeah. I mean, you're not screwing over the little guy. You got to realize all the years that you put into this, all the knowledge that you put in. Not somebody off the street can't just do this. Somebody off the street isn't going to know that, hey, I can just create these Google sites in mass, or I can just create these Google sites with the software, or whatever. They won't know to do that, because I mean, again, think about how many dark ass losers out there listen to whatever white hat bullshit gets put out, and they're gonna be like, oh, Google sites don't do anything because blah 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 blah. But you are smart enough to know that these Google sites still push a lot of power, and you're smart enough to know and smart enough to build out a software that not just creates these Google sites, but stacks them and tiers them, so all that power is getting pushed up to a page, right? That's what you're charging for, and that's the ROI you're giving somebody. Somebody could sit here and pay $350 for one guest post, right? That may or may not do much, or they can pay $350 for fucking 1,800 goddamn pages mentioning that this company does this service in this city, all linking back up to that service page. I mean, think about how killer that is. That's what you're charging for. You're not charging for whatever.
And the theory, again, I completely understand. Obviously, I built a tool, but no, to your point, I do forget sometimes how long I've been doing this. Over 10 years at this point. I always make the joke with you and a couple others that I've forgotten more about SEO than most have learned.
Yeah, you have, because 100%. I remember using my little fingers to set up PBNs and to write each fucking article and to do the research, and then they weren't even layered and stacked like this. This is crazy. It took me months and months to create my shitty little PBN from back in the day, but this is on Google's properties, and you people create these either manually or they pay somebody. Think about it, they pay probably $100 for a couple of these, maybe, if that, right? I don't know what the rate is these days.
Yeah, it's about $60 a pop, I think.
Okay, $60. So you would get 2 for $120. And you're about to solve their fucking problem entirely, with dozens or hundreds, however you're gonna package these. It's
Right?
Her head
Right?
exploded. That's not a
My brain
phoenix
went.
behind her. That's an explosion.
Right?
You saw that, right? My
Yeah.
brain just jammed. Like, I just cannot believe, well, one, that I've been in SEO that long that I remember doing this manually, not even on Google sites, but how far we've come where someone like George has just created this crazy service, like crazy madness.
And it's
So
not
yeah, throw
over.
your money at 350. Just throw your fucking money and get these G sites now. That's what I suggest.
Yep. And who knows? You know what? Maybe we can get George to talk more about it at the SEO Anti-Conference in a month.
Yes. What are the dates?
Right?
I've gotten clearance from the missus, so I just need to make the purchase of the tickets. So
Yeah, you're like, baby, look at this tool that I got. The people want this.
it's like,
I'm making this money,
once I
baby.
retire, we have to go.
Yeah, so we have
Yep.
the SEO Anti-Conference is happening Tuesday, September 23rd from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Because we're doing it on Tuesday, because again, I want those dark ass white hat losers from Brighton SEO to show up and fucking debate, or just to see that, you know, there's another way to do things that actually works, right? Because the thing with Brighton and all these white hats and shit is it's all enterprise level SEO. Anything you do for enterprise level SEO is going to work because you already have the brand, right? You already have the backlinks. You already usually have the content and social media team, so you can get backlinks and shit. I mean, whatever you do is going to work. And I know because I've done this. Like, I've done SEO for a lot of well-known brands that people here have heard of. But really, where the actual skill comes is in guys ranking like, you know, fucking PI lawyers on a $1,700 a month budget, which is what we've done white label and are doing right now in some of the biggest cities in the country. So that's why we're doing it during Brighton, because we want to give them a big middle finger to see that this is what actual SEOs do, not you fucking 1%ers of SEO.
That's always something that, you know, when you're doing SEO for a big brand, when we all know like you said, brand is a big deal, right? So
Yeah.
It's interesting because, you know, the things I test on, the things I build out, my case studies are usually from zero, right? I have a site that's brand new. I have a site that doesn't have a brand, and I say, well, how can I get this ranking for something? That's how you know if it works or not. Not by using a already existing brand, an already existing website, an already existing entity with so many links, that and the other going to it. And then all you do is, like you said, oh, well, I built some internal links. Well, okay, well, that was all that stuff was already there. You built some internal links. Good job, right?
Right.
So.
Hey, internal links have their place. Okay.
No, I'm not saying
I'm just saying.
I'm suggesting the content was already there. The brand was already there, right? Like, you connected the dots and you knew to connect the dots, right? But from the for the folks like myself, with really just to the grindstone, we're like, how do we make it work from zero? And if we can make it work from zero, then we can make anything else work.
Yeah, exactly. And let's say you have an SEO strategy in place and you want to outsource stuff, go check out the SEO Warehouse. I'll drop my affiliate link after the session. I'll pin it, and you know, you can order Google Stacks, Cloud Stacks, PR, citations, the whole 9 yards. And we've got to add the on-page optimizations as a service on there.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to add that chat bot too that does your SEO strategy for you. I'll probably add that into there as well.
This just got sexy.
Yeah.
Oh my god! This should be.
Maybe we can work something out with George to start selling G-Site Genies on the site on the SEO Warehouse as well.
George, come on over.
Like you said, Moody, you're going to add that zero one way or the other.
I am, because hey, I'm promoting it, baby. Let's go. Like, you're going to come up here with examples and stuff and show how awesome your service is. So definitely consider that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And then, like I said, SEO Anti-Conference, September 23rd, Bottle Rocket Bar and Grill in San Diego. George, like I said, we'll see if George can talk more about his tool. I got something I'm going to unveil at the SEO Anti-Conference that literally is not being done in SEO, period. Yeah.
And I'll be there too,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
She'll talk about internal links.
Yes.
Moon's going to come here and tell people they're not charging enough for their services and to
and have to
add another
appreciate
zero.
my page properly. Okay. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's all I have for you. That's all we have. And thanks for joining us, George. Thanks for joining me, Kyle.
Thanks for having
And
me.
also, before I let everyone go, like I said, George has his own YouTube channel under George Digital. The SEO GOAT over here, Kyle, has a Green Hat Local SEO YouTube channel. Go subscribe to both of them. And subscribe to my YouTube channel too. And we'll be doing this every 2 weeks. Every couple Tuesdays in a month. So you'll see us soon. All right. Talk to you guys later.